Italy is one of my favorite countries. Its rich history spans many years and over time has collected many fascinating wonders. From the ancient Romans, their awesome food, their super speedy cars, and entirely independent states that rest within Italy itself, it's no wonder it's one of my favorite countries. Today, I want to show you 9 of my favorite facts about Italy. Let's take a closer look. Fact number 1. Italy's unofficial national animal. There's a myth that the city of Rome was founded on April 21st, 753 BC by 2 brothers, Romulus and Remus. Now, in this legend, it's said that the 2 brothers were raised in a cave by she-wolves. Can you imagine that? Being raised by a she-wolf? I certainly can't. Anyway, it was because of this myth that the Italian wolf was affectionately named Italy's unofficial national animal. That's something I learned today. Fact number 2. The Roman Empire's massive conquered land. At the height of the Roman Empire around AD 117, the area the Romans had conquered stretched from Portugal to Syria, parts of Britain, and even North Africa. It covered 2.3 million miles, or around 3.7 million kilometers. Now that's roughly the size of India, and is about 1/3 the size of the entire United States of America. Think about that for a moment. An ancient civilization, without the aid of any modern technology, ruled over an impressive amount of land. That's pretty cool. On that land lived a population of around 120 million people for around 400 years. Fact number 3, the Italian Unification. Italy has only been its own country by name for only about 166 years. The process initiated around 1861. Altogether, it took the scattered parts of Italy around 46 years to collectively agree on the Italian unification process. Italy called this process Risorgimento. It just literally translates to resurgence. Despite the results in 1861, some sections didn't join on to the official Italian country until after the First World War in 1918. Fact number 4, Benito Mussolini. In 1914, Italy sided with the UK and the US in World War I. Unfortunately, they were left with hardly anything after the end of the war. Because of this, a new leader rose into power shortly after named Benito Mussolini. He was no man to have a chat on the side of the road with. He was a fierce dictator. Luckily, we don't live in those times where we might have to come across him. To really give you an idea of how ruthless he was, all you have to do is look at this next strange fact. Fact number 5, Mussolini's war on foreign words. How is this for interesting? On July 23rd, 1929, Mussolini used his power to get rid of all foreign words from the Italian language. This was a part of a much larger act to purify Italy and its surrounding territories, as he called it. So, what did he do to counteract these foreign words? He changed their names. In soccer, goal became meta, Donald Duck became Paperino, Mickey Mouse became Topolino, and Goofy became Peepo. Although times have changed and these words are no longer banned, these alternate words have stuck with the Italians. So, if you're going to Disneyland with somebody from Italy, you're going to have a blast seeing Topolino, Paperino, and Peepo. Fact number 6, the Renaissance. Have you ever heard of the Renaissance? Well, it's one of my most favorite periods in time. It translates to rebirth. It was a period in time when great artists, poets, painters, architects, scientists, mathematicians, and thinkers came alive. The Renaissance was a time of coming out of the dark. Much of the advances in science, art, and government that had been made by the Greeks and Romans were lost prior to this time. In fact, that time period actually earned its own name, the Dark Ages. This movement started in none other than Italy. The Renaissance was a rebirth of education, science, art, literature, music, and a better life for people in general. Think of people like Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Raphael, Galileo Galilei, Alessandro Volta, Fibonacci, and Donatello. They were all a part of this fascinating period in time. Fact number 7, Italian architecture. Italy is known for its super cool buildings and their building techniques. They've built amazing structures like the Colosseum, Pantheon, and my personal favorite, the Leaning Tower of Pisa. These buildings are each unique in every way. Venice is also one of the most popular cities for tourists worldwide. I'm sure you've heard of Venice before. It's very unlike most cities, being situated around a total of 118 islands connected by about 400 different canals. Boy, would I love to see this city someday. Fact number 8, Italian inventions. The Italians have had their fair share of inventions. They have created things like the thermometer, the electric battery, the piano, the barometer, nitroglycerin, espresso machines, typewriters, eyeglasses, the ice cream cone, the violin, cello, and wireless telegraphy. Also, the inventor of the nuclear reactor was an Italian. They seem pretty intellectual over there in Italy. Fact number 9, the Vatican City. Now, how is this for an amazing fact? The Vatican City is the only nation in the world that can lock its own gates at night. It's entirely independent from Italy and known as a city-state, which is just a fancy way of saying a city that with its surrounding territory forms an independent state. An independent state within Italy. I think that's pretty cool myself. It's roughly 110 acres total, or about 1/8 the size of New York's Central Park. It has its own phone company, radio, TV stations, money, and stamps. It even has its own army, the historic Swiss Guard. For such a small, independent place, that's pretty impressive. Enjoyed these facts? I know I did. Check the description below for more interesting facts about Italy. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more cool facts in the future. Thanks for watching, everybody.